Hi, my name's Sandy. I wanted to make a few points about Remembrance Day. This is each November 11th in North America, Canada for sure, I think the United States, and in Britain it's called Armistice Day, which is a day to remember, commemorate the men and women who died in World War I, World War II, the Korean War, I believe, and more recent wars, Afghanistan. I wanted to make a few points about this. I was watching the news last night, watching some of the mothers whose sons or daughters had died in Afghanistan, placing a wreath at a memorial, was just so sad and tragic, and it did bring me to tears. With the emotionalism that came up inside of me, also came with then watching the rest of this ceremony, a kind of a warm, fuzzy feeling for my side. My side, say Canada, is, the right side. We were right. It's very tragic that we lost these men and women, and so it is. However, these men and women, unfortunately, also killed other people, and they have families and mothers who are devastated as well. I'm only saying mother because I'm a mother, and I can definitely relate to the idea of losing one of my children in war. Also, there was a veteran who went into one of the primary schools. They were interviewing some of the young children afterwards. The reporter was asking them, what is it that you understand from this? And dangerously, we are teaching our children the same thing, the same lesson, because this child had an understanding that it was bad the Canadian men and women died. It was good they gave their lives so that we are free in the West. It was right that they did this, that the men and women gave their lives. It was wrong that the other side caused this conflict. So these are very dangerous polarities to be teaching little children, and it simplifies it in a dangerous way. When we look at what's the difference between say the Canadian person and the other person that was killed, what's the difference? Okay, well, there's a physical difference often, maybe not. Physical difference would be perhaps the way their eyes looked or the color of their skin. So if we look at color, I can have two t-shirts that are different colors. And it comes down to maybe coding. It comes down to the coding in a human physical body that determines what color my skin is. Another huge thing would be there would be political differences. Human beings desire to be free. They desire to they have to have money. Money equates freedom in this world, the way that our money system is set up. So these political differences often come down to freedoms, which comes down to money. There are corrupt governments running several countries, and in North America as well, corrupt businesses and governments. So it comes down to that problem, the governing of these geographical areas, and existing in separation. So we believe we are all separate. We're in separate countries, and we have some physicality that is different, and so we assume that's separate, different groups. And it comes down to religion. And my thought around this is, in practicality, how's the religion point working for us? Have things changed since these wars? No. No, there are still people who are not free. Many people. So if I eliminate the idea of me being separate from my skin color or me being separate from the way my eyes look, knowing that that's just some coding in my body. And then I think, well, I struggle too. I am free here. Thank God. I do have freedom of speech. I'm able to choose how I want to live, pretty much. I have a lot of freedoms. But many people don't. So if I assume I'm different, well, I just live in self-interest and it doesn't really matter. I look at the point of charity. I want to give to charity, but charity hasn't really changed anything. If I look at the point of religion, I don't see that religion is helping change my world. I don't see that. Some people, some great people have come to this earth and left documents, but we don't follow them. Love thy neighbor as thyself. But we don't. We don't do it. So these great religious leaders don't seem to be helping. People pray. A lot of people pray every day in earnest. And they think some of their prayers are answered. But again, when I look around my world, is there any higher being that's coming and saying, okay, let's help you people on this planet figure this stuff out so that you can live here peacefully and respectfully and equally? Well, that's not happening. So then I can think, well, no, it's just lessons I'm learning here, and when I die, you see, that's really that I'm going to know everything and have it figured out. So one, I die and I don't have any kind of awareness of myself. I find then that would be over. But two, if I die and I do have an awareness of myself, so I'm in a place that we would think of, most people, as heaven. Now, when I think of this place, so if you think of this place, whether you're religious or not, that you would be after you die, do you think of it as a place where there's a lot of violence, competition, striving to survive? I'm going to guess, probably not. You probably think of it as a place where people aren't running around trying to survive and killing each other, killing you dead. But there you are in this place called heaven, and you have an awareness still of yourself. So you don't really think of it that way. Also, would you think of it as a place where how we look matters? Probably not. You probably assume that it doesn't matter. Maybe you have some kind of energy body or something, and it probably doesn't matter what that energy body looks like. You probably go under the assumption that there is not a lot of conflict, and you exist in your existence without worrying how different beings look and stuff. So my point there is, well, if that's what we think, why don't we bring that here to Earth? What are we waiting for? It's not getting any better. There's a few people. There are some people who live with wealth. It's good for them. But that's not good enough for me. I'm here, and I'm a human being on this planet, and I'm standing up and speaking up. Why don't we bring our idea of heaven to Earth now? What are we waiting for? If there is some huge, benevolent, loving power, it ain't helping us. It's not coming to Earth and helping us. Oh, but that's what life is for, to learn these lessons. I don't really buy it. I look around my world, I watch the news every night, and it's sad. It's not changing. In fact, with all our technology, so we've evolved with our technology, but we can't feed the planet. We can send rockets up into space, but we can't feed our planet. We can't take care of the other human beings. And these are my family. I don't care what they look like, and I don't care where they live. We need to stop abdicating our responsibility and stand up. I don't want to have Remembrance Day and to see little children on the news saying, learning lessons from the past, so good, bad, right, wrong. It's not helping. It's not changing anything. Charity is not changing anything. So I don't know what the point of the Remembrance Day is. To remember the people died, yes, okay, but we can remember that every day. We can remember that every moment. How it is, how it was, and how it still is as our soldiers. Our young men and women get dressed in these uniforms and go out and play war and kill each other. And billions of dollars is spent on this. So hopefully there'll be a time for my grandkids when Remembrance Day is every day. Every day I remember there are people suffering. I don't care what the reasons are. It's time that we stop. Just stop it all. Stop. Stop your mind. The way I do this is through a site, a group of people online called Destiny. And we are proponents of an equal money system. So please go to the site equalmoney.org so that we don't have to have one day a year where we remember our soldiers, and we can remember, hopefully, that there were these people, we called them soldiers, and we gave them guns and they went out and killed each other, and the futility of it. So please investigate equalmoney.org. Thank you.